The world of commercial fishing is vast, intricate, and essential for feeding millions globally. But how are some of the most prized seafood species, like Alaska's wild salmon, Pacific cod, and European lobster, harvested and processed to reach your table? Join us as we dive deep into the world of sustainable fishing practices, innovative methods, and the stringent regulations that ensure these industries thrive while maintaining our ocean's health. 1. The wild Alaska salmon industry. Alaska's commercial salmon fishing industry is a cornerstone of global seafood, renowned for its wild-caught, high-quality salmon. Let's explore the key players in this thriving industry: king, sockeye, coho, pink, and chum salmon. Each species has its own unique flavor profile and culinary use, making them highly sought after in international markets. Alaska's fishing methods, like seine netting and gill netting, are optimized during the summer months when the salmon are abundant. These methods have been honed over decades, balancing efficiency with sustainability. But what truly sets Alaska apart? It's sustainable fishing regulations that preserve fish populations, ensuring that the salmon industry can continue for generations to come. Characteristics of wild salmon species. Wild salmon in Alaska differ significantly from farmed salmon. Each species has its own distinct characteristics, which impact fishing techniques and economic value. King salmon, Chinook, the largest species, known for its massive size and rich, flavorful meat. It has the highest market value and is typically found in deeper, colder waters. Sockeye salmon, this species is the most popular and is known for its distinctive flavor, bright red color, and high-quality flesh. Sockeye is commonly consumed fresh or processed into products like smoked salmon. Coho salmon, smaller than king and sockeye salmon, coho salmon is still highly prized for its sweet, low-fat meat, often used for dishes like sashimi or grilled preparations. Pink salmon, the most abundant species, pink salmon is commonly processed into canned or frozen products. While its market value is lower than other species, it accounts for the largest proportion of the wild salmon catch. Chum salmon, known for its softer meat and lower fat content, chum salmon is often harvested for its roe, salmon caviar, or used in processed products. Fishing methods for wild salmon. The fishing methods used in Alaska are varied and largely combine traditional techniques with modern technology. The primary fishing methods include seine netting, the most common method, especially effective when salmon gather in large schools during their migration. Seine nets are cast and pulled in when the fish are captured inside, providing an efficient way to catch large quantities of salmon. Gill netting, used frequently in rivers and coastal waters, this method involves nets being set to catch fish as they swim through. It is considered a less disruptive method for the environment, as it does not involve dragging nets along the ocean floor. Hook and line, a less common but still important method, particularly for catching larger fish like king or coho salmon. This method helps reduce bycatch and is often used for higher value fish. Sustainability regulations and resource management. Alaska stands out in the wild salmon industry not only for its high production but also for its stringent sustainability regulations that protect wild salmon populations. Agencies like NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the Alaska Department of Fish and Game play a critical role in overseeing and regulating the industry. The key management practices include catch limits and quotas. Every year, Alaska sets specific catch limits for wild salmon to prevent overfishing and protect fish populations for future generations. Protected zones and spawning seasons. Areas where salmon spawn are closely monitored and protected, with fishing restricted during spawning seasons to ensure the sustainability of the species. Size and species regulations. Salmon must meet minimum size requirements to be legally harvested. Only adult males in certain species are allowed to be kept, helping preserve juvenile salmon and ensuring healthy populations. Environmental and economic impact. The wild salmon industry in Alaska has a profound impact on both the local economy and the environment. With thousands of people employed in fishing and salmon processing, it is a crucial income source for coastal communities in Alaska. However, the industry faces several challenges. Climate change, rising ocean temperatures and changes in migration patterns are affecting salmon populations. As water temperatures increase, salmon may change their migration routes or spawning patterns, forcing fishermen to adapt their methods. Pollution and the impact of farmed salmon. While wild salmon is highly valued, the rise of farmed salmon has raised concerns about food competition and the potential spread of disease to wild salmon populations. The future of the wild salmon industry. With sustainable management practices in place, the wild salmon industry in Alaska has a promising future if the current conservation efforts are maintained. However, this requires continued research, investment in monitoring technology, and global collaboration to safeguard the oceans. Fisheries analysts and fishermen alike must continue to implement strategies that protect wild salmon populations and other marine species, while adapting to changing environmental conditions. 2. The Pacific and Atlantic cod industries. Pacific cod, found in the cold waters of the North Pacific, and Atlantic cod, native to the North Atlantic, are two species highly prized for their nutritional value and flavor. Cod is a staple in many cuisines, and its versatility makes it a favorite among chefs worldwide. Fishing methods for cod include bottom trawling, longline fishing, and purse seining, with each method designed to capture cod while minimizing bycatch and environmental impact. However, the overfishing of cod in certain regions, especially Atlantic cod, has raised alarms. To combat this, various management measures are in place, such as catch limits, protected zones, and scientific research into the health of cod populations to rebuild dwindling numbers. 3. The Norwegian lobster industry. Lobster fishing in Norway is an intricate operation, with a strong focus on European lobster. The industry is rigorously managed, ensuring that the lobster populations remain robust and healthy, while providing high-quality products to the market. 1512. Lobster traps are carefully placed in designated fishing zones, with specific regulations governing the size limits, trap quantities, and fishing seasons to ensure that only mature lobsters are harvested. 1339. But what's even more remarkable are the laws that prevent the capture of egg-carrying lobsters, preserving future generations. 4. Seafood processing in Alaska and Norway. Once fish and seafood are caught, the next critical phase is processing. Let's take a closer look at the processing methods for Alaskan salmon, Pacific cod, and Norwegian lobster. Alaskan salmon undergoes a meticulous process that starts with sorting, followed by cleaning, and finally, flash freezing to lock in freshness and nutrients. 920. Meanwhile, Pacific cod is processed into a variety of products, from frozen fillets to salted and dried cod. 1005. The Norwegian lobster industry focuses on efficient processing methods that include rapid transport, quality checks, and temperature control to ensure the product is safe, fresh, and high quality. 1955. Lobster is often sold live, frozen, or cooked, meeting the strictest food safety standards. 2104. Behind these processes are years of expertise, ensuring that every fish and lobster is handled with care, preserving its taste, texture, and nutritional content. 5. Sustainability, regulation, and future challenges. Both the Alaskan and Norwegian fisheries are governed by strict sustainability practices to safeguard fish populations and the ocean's health. In Alaska, agencies like the NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the Alaska Department of Fish and Game regulate fishing practices to ensure that these fish populations remain robust. 128. In Norway, lobster fishing practices are closely aligned with environmental management policies, focusing on marine conservation and sustainable resource management. 2354. But the challenges are far from over. The global seafood industry faces threats from climate change, pollution, and overfishing, which could jeopardize the future of these industries. All three industries have strict sustainability regulations in place to protect fish populations and the marine environment. Regulatory bodies such as the NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, in the U.S., Alaska Department of Fish and Game, and Norwegian Fisheries Management play key roles in overseeing and maintaining sustainability in these industries. Regulations related to catch limits, minimum size requirements, and protected areas are common across these industries, helping to prevent overfishing and ensure the continued health of marine life. Each of these industries has a significant economic impact on local coastal communities, providing employment to thousands of people, from fishermen to workers in the processing sector. These industries contribute to stable incomes for local communities and support related industries like seafood processing and export. Each industry has stringent processing standards to ensure the quality and safety of the seafood products. Wild salmon, cod, and lobster must all comply with strict food safety regulations throughout the process, from harvesting to processing, which include quality control, quick freezing, and packaging of the products. Wild Alaskan salmon is a migratory species with a unique life cycle, where they are born in rivers, migrate to the ocean, and return to spawn in the same rivers. Protecting spawning areas is crucial for maintaining wild salmon populations. Cod, including both Atlantic and Pacific cod, lives in deeper waters and tends to have a more stable habitat. Maintaining cod populations requires protecting their bottom-dwelling habitats and implementing rebuilding measures for overfished stocks. Lobster is a deep-sea species with high economic value, particularly European lobster, which is harvested using lobster traps. Lobsters have a long life cycle and require strict measures like prohibiting the capture of egg-bearing lobsters to ensure future generations. Wild Alaskan salmon is primarily harvested using seine nets and gill nets, which are effective when salmon gather in schools during their migration. These methods work well with the migratory nature of salmon, allowing for efficient harvesting. Cod is caught primarily by bottom trawling, long lining, and purse seining, as cod tends to live in deeper waters and moves slower. Lobster is caught using lobster traps, a method that causes minimal environmental impact and is highly effective in protecting the species from overfishing. Wild Alaskan salmon is processed into fresh products, smoked salmon, or canned salmon, with high market value for fresh fish and smoked varieties being especially popular worldwide. Cod is processed into products such as frozen fillets, dried cod, or salted cod, commonly used in traditional dishes in Europe and the US. Lobster is processed into various forms, including live, frozen, or cooked, and is often sold in high-end restaurants or exported. While all three industries, wild Alaskan salmon, cod, and lobster, share similarities in sustainability practices and economic impact, each has unique characteristics in terms of species, fishing methods, and processing. Maintaining sustainability in each industry requires tailored management strategies, from protecting salmon spawning areas to rebuilding cod populations and managing lobster traps. The combination of protective regulations and fishing methods that minimize environmental damage will determine the long-term success of these industries. The wild salmon industry in Alaska is a model of balancing natural resource extraction with environmental conservation. The fishing methods, regulatory frameworks, and protection measures have helped sustain wild salmon populations while supporting a vibrant industry. From the perspective of a fisheries analyst, the success of Alaska's wild salmon industry proves that thoughtful management and responsibility towards natural resources can ensure the long-term viability of both the industry and the ecosystems it depends on.